That's my food. Food is more somehow a very nice communication. Of course, architecture is also very nice communication, but food is more somehow so faster than architecture, but it has a lot of behavior of the cooking and the taste, and also the we could learn a lot so from them. Yes.
And when we had a little pre-talk, he thought, okay, let's not talk about project. But of course, on the other hand, the audience might say, "Oh no, this is too bad. I just logged in for a lecture of Bawa and I'm not going to see any projects." Of course, you are in one of your projects, so that's a kind of consultancy in a way. So we're going to see some live projects. Basically, you're going to walk through your office. And
yes.
Yes. I think it's also interesting to mention already that we have the chat and open for questions. So and the format is a bit different than a typical architecture lecture, and therefore we also invite the audience just to ask questions that will be moderated by us from the team, and hopefully we get some discussion going while this lecture is unfolding, so to say, and then we are walking around, and then we just see what you'd like to show us in the studio, in the atelier, and let's have a look, basically.
Yeah, good. Yes, very good. Maybe I think who knows the house and atelier Bawa design? So yes, who knows? Okay. I don't know how many. I see some people right around
house where they are now.
And Jakob came here with your family, so that's really awesome.
I know it. Yeah.
Can you see? So this is a very important book. If you don't have it, please buy it. Yes. Anyway, this is a house and atelier Bawa of graphic anatomy, and then there is one part. So it's this. And then, importance is lower 2 floor is office part mainly. And I'm now here. So I'm now, behind these walls here. So there is one desk, and I'm here, there. And can you see? Is that good?
Yeah.
The upper part is office. Yeah? And then now Yoshiharu is doing some lecture here. We will later pass through. So, but this is more like a living room, but we can use also office. And then now I also talking by Zoom and Yoshi talk by Zoom, so both are very loud. So it becomes very big problem.
That's quite an open structure.
Yes. But I think acoustic wise, it's okay. So upper floor, lower floor, so we share. And then top, so this is a sleeping room, and this is some private living room. And then this is a rooftop. Unfortunately, today it's the rain, so that's why we could not go to have a look. So, but yes, I think with Jakob, your family, so we did the dinner on roof terrace.
Experience on the roof then. I think you see the slope. Maybe it's nice to mention about the slopes. I know why. Slope.
Yes. Well, because the plan, 2 sides were facing to the north. So in Japan, so very dense city area. So we have to think about the neighbors' sunlight. So and then so that's why the northern part should be cut the maximum volume. So we cannot go square. So we should cut for some angle. And then so that's why 2 sides has this inclining wall. And then so that's why you can see some center column has also following this angle. So that's why the upper floor, some level was shifting, very slightly shifting. So the this section shows very well. So and then but we can see also some atmosphere, not straight. And then we have many almost no 90-degree wall, almost only one part is 90-degree 90 degrees, so plan wall. So, but most of the part has a different angle. So that's why, so I think it's coming from the sun, land, the form of the site. So that's why, so like if you come in our house, so you can feel very fitting to the surroundings, but maybe just on the plan, so you might feel as a bit too much complicated. But when you come here, so you feel almost nature, so in our spaces. Yes. Okay. So that shall we go move? No?
Let's take a
Yes,
walk.
good. Good. Take a walk. Yes. I'm switch camera. Yes. So if too fast, please tell me to. Yes. At first, I go to this now that I'm here. So I'm here. So this is a meeting room, meeting space, and also there is a 2 desk, Yoshiharu and me. And also this is a radiator panel. So because for our heating and cooling system, using the well water from the ground, and we put this well water in a machine room to exchange heat, and then to now the today it's not so much, but very slightly, yes, slightly cool. So around maybe so 15,
So the radiator
18.
is also cooling, so heating and
Yes.
cooling at the same time. So
Yes,
the
yes,
window
yes.
is
And then today it's cool. So when I touch, it's around 18 degrees. So it's very cool, nice cooling. Yes. So that is a place. And then here there is also staff spaces. Now it's already 8 o'clock. So, but still some of them they working. Yes. And yes. So, and also this is an archive, our library. I think library is very, very important for us. So upper part is a manga. But after, so like some theory and Japanese and a lot of different theory and philosophy books. And the third one is more like a cultural books with about Wajirokon or some other different kind of books. And yeah, upper fourth is more art books. A lot of art books, different art books. And then here, another art book. So we have a lot of catalog. Yeah, for example, I really like Fishery Vice or many other artist book a lot. And then here, yeah, architecture books, yes, I think. And then from alphabet to A to Z, so like a Corbusier, Arto, Rina Bobardi, Archigram. So this is A, and also, oh sorry, Sverfen, Frank Gehry, some Japanese, Toito, Jakobsen, or Kikutake, Riskan, Adolf Ross, Leverance, or Peter Mercury, Glenn Markert, Hannes Meyer, Morgan Digero, or John Nouvel, OMA, yes. And yeah, so some yes, Japonti and so on. So. And then lower part is landscape, more like some traditional, more like ethnographical. So we have a lot of collection also that these historical things, and also yeah, some art books and a research book. And then lower part is more Japanese architecture magazine, so Shinkenchiku, and also some a little bit Cautics, but yeah, MVRDV, yes, but or like some yeah, Japanese magazine. So that is our archive. And then when we see, so upper floor is now already very dark, but from here, so we can see the neighbor's garden and also, yeah, some
Yeah, that's
street.
quite striking when I was there. That yeah, the surrounding houses there, you're very close to each other, and also the windows
Yes.
sometimes very close
Yes.
to each other.
Yes, yes, yes. So that is, and then okay, so we will go. And then this box has a toilet. Yes, toilet. Yes, toilet. And toilet. Yes, this is a toilet. And okay. And then we go downstairs. This is entrance.
So is that then prefab concrete? These walls, yeah, they look like a kind of panel.
This is autoclave prefab concrete. Yes, and then so it has light gray, and if you see closely, so very lot of holes. So that's why. So I think acoustic wise is quite good for very soft acoustic. And then, for example, like I don't know how much we can see. Oh, then it's really rain, so already you cannot see, unfortunately, it's too dark. Yes, so outdoor it's too dark. Sorry, and then go through lower part. It's another office space for copy room. Right, and another stuff.
The solution with the radiator, eh? I think that's quite a smart one.
Yes, through the radiator. And also this is very interesting. I know many interns people is having the height and I don't know, like some signage in our columns. They have some taller guy and yeah, different so people put in their memories in our columns. Yes. And はい、皆さんこんにちは。はい、こんにちは。So some students helping us.
The model shop?
Yeah, model shop. Yes, model shop. And now what you are doing?
I'm making a site model.
Are you making site model? Okay. Yes. So, what you are doing?
Detail design.
Detail design.
Stairs.
Stairs. Detail design. Okay. Yes. はい。で、これは what are you doing?
カーポートです。
Photo. Yes. So this is some models. So now sometimes we do 1 to 50. So this is some model. これはなんか can you こうなんか上に put it on? Yes. なんか this is now ongoing project. It's now it's a bit mess, but he tried to build up. Yeah. So this is 1 to 50.
Yes. 1 to
50. And also, then we put up so many open.
When you have a 1 to 50 model, what's the first 1 to 50 that you make?
Yes, I think housing most of the case 1 to 50 at first because and then after 1 to 20. So yes, and for example, this is a much larger project. We do, yeah, this is 1 to 200 and some others, but yeah, normally so it's scale of the project is we do 1 to 50. Yeah. So and roof coming. So, yes. すごいなんか very live. So the roof has some sun collector. So for getting the electric energy. So that's yes, that's our house. Yes. Thank you very much. And another house now we are doing. Oh, this is some house for my friend's house.
It looks nice.
So yes, and then very simple, but top has some arches. And
What's happening on the
yes.
top? Is that the living room or the bedroom? Is it
Bedroom, yes.
bedroom?
And ground floor is kind of entrance and kitchen, and the back side, it's very empty now. Sorry, so but, it's a bit miss. Yes, this is now becomes
1 to 20
hair
model,
salon.
right? This
Yeah,
is 1 to
now
20.
hair salon. So yes.
Yeah.
Oh, model stairs is broken. So but yes, some was up mezzanine, and then after so top there is one large room for bedrooms and the roof garden. Yes. Sorry,
Will it be built soon? Or is it what's the
yeah,
state?
it was already concrete. It's now until here, and then they started to make concrete now, so top. And yeah, it's I think the end of this year, so it will finish. Yes.
So structurally, the arch is from concrete for the cantilever.
So yes, that's good. Yes, it's quite. Yesterday I was here, so it looks like a very special. But when we sit this building set in the context, it's quite normal. Looks like, but maybe only this part. So, for example, client wants to have some parking place and some front garden. So this part is a bit. Yes,
the car,
very challenging. Yes,
the car
flying.
Dry when it's
Yes,
a parking
yes.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. Shall we go up floor? Yes. Upper floor. Yes. So, if daylight, it's
maybe about the models.
nicer.
You have really incredible models. Also, I saw them on expositions and so. So, and of course, working in computer and making models is sort of interaction process. Is it all?
Yeah.
Does it work like that?
Yeah. I think we don't make not too many models, and also only many sketches and plan. It's very plan and section. So very simple one. It's very important. And then also here there is maybe Yoshiharu already next to me to starting. So, but for example, like there is some model, formal some model, and for example, some of the model is 1 to 20, or some some, for example, this is also some structure model for kindergarten now we are doing.
Yeah.
And so that case, yes, it's quite 1 to 20. So, and also this is a very new house. Now we almost finished. And this is a renovation, all the client's house to keep in the structure and to replace some new part. So that's kind of thing.
Reuse.
Yes, quite reuse. Yes. And yeah, this is some part in the kindergarten models or different testing the different roof material, and also some structure model. And the backside there is a several project before we did. Yes. And then there is also here is a guy house, and here is house and Atelier Bauer, and some from another wood structure model and the manga board. Yes, that's kind of thing. Yes, and then we have some collections for some. This is a
an interesting storage space for the models in the I-beam, right?
So yes.
This is structural.
Structure. So yes. So that there is some spot for some collection of the some building models, a small model. Yes. Yeah. And also, for example, like here there is some structure, formal structure. One project is exhibition project. It was made by steel plate and making a tube and tunnel. And also another this one, another Yoshiharu also tried to make
was that a lamp or a model?
Lamp, yes, lamp.
Sorry.
But originally it is just a dome, so yes. Prolexical, so dome, but then upside down. So
the model became a lamp. Or
yes, it came a lamp. Yes. That's it.
I like it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So that's it. And okay, shall we go up? Yes.
I think this is a potential project, Momoyo, the model lamp.
Yeah, modern lamp. Yes, yes.
They
Yes, yes.
sell it as a lamp. I think it's nice.
Yes. Yes. And then this is a kitchen. And yeah, so some we always cooking and yes. Also some yes, column. And now I think Yoshiharu-san. Yoshiharu-san.
Hey, Yoshi.
I think Jakob already emailed them to.
I told them that, but I didn't get a reaction yet. That
reaction.
we're doing the no waste thing.
No, so he wants the Jakob wants to exchange so between them to Jakob through the position.
No, I was only asking that the topic of your jury, the no waste challenge, is actually quite interesting.
I felt like the app was the most appropriate.
So now we are live in a jury meeting from the no waste challenge.
So.
Okay. Solutions are put here, so this seemed like a
Jakob was a jury member?
No.
I told them that we were having a lecture at the same time.
Now we are discussing the entry project from Delhi. Yeah, and we just selected the
competition.
Oh, so the confidential maybe.
Confidential. Okay.
Confidential. Okay, please close. So yes, and then so this place we have several kind of furniture, different furniture. For example, like we have many. We have many small furniture. So like I really like the small furniture, and also for example here there is a slider. So wood, all the traditional slider. I think I bought this Amsterdam, Rotterdam.
Yeah, it looks very familiar to me.
Amsterdam, Rotterdam, yes. Delft, yes, Delft. There is in the front of the square of the Delft, there is an antique shop, and we bought it. This is the
Here you see the neighbor house. I think that's quite nice.
Yeah.
There's that window outside.
So
it's actually the neighboring house, right? So this is like, I would say 1 meter difference, maybe.
Yeah.
Almost, and you see that's why you have, I think, the wire mesh in there because of fire.
Yes. So, so good. Well, Jakob, you know very well.
I studied it when I was around. I was looking. Yeah.
Yes. And then now I think we could see more outside from here. So yes, we can see. Can you see some lights on some street in front of our house? And yes, so that is a neighbor's garden, and so and then so this side our neighbor's wall is white, so that's why like it has very nice reflection from the collector light, sunny light from the bring to our room.
Did you tell them to make it white, or was it their idea?
Yeah. Yes. So Yoshiharu is very serious now, so I think yes. Okay, and then I go to now terrace. We drink. We had a drink here, so no?
Yeah.
And then, but today is a rain, so that's why I could not see. I can't show. So, but we can have a nice green. This is our site. So 1 tree stands, and when our building was started to build, so that this tree started to grow. So that's also, and then this is a Paulania tree. So and very grow fast, and
the tree
now becomes very.
The tree is part of the family, so to say.
Yes. So now that it becomes very good. Yes. So this is we have a lot of lunch and dinner. So when the rain is very no rain and a good nice view. So and also you can see, oh, it's a bit difficult, but like an inclining wall starting. Yes. Maybe and we can see also inclining wall, what we see. So upper part, yeah, started already inclining wall. And then this is a very small detail, but starting to the inclining wall, so there is a shelves for ventilation. It's also the starting to the range for the cooking, and upper part is going here. So yes. Yeah. Okay, and then so here from here, well, you can see downstairs, for example. Yeah, downstairs, and yeah, and then so we go up, living room. Sorry, now I recently I started to yoga exercise for now, so that's the table now the side of the room. Sorry, but yeah, this is a
Momoyo,
TV.
how big is the house? How big is the office and the house together? How much? Just to find.
220 square meter, so not so small, and yeah, and also there is one window. But yeah, I know summertime, so we try to make a little bit shade for heat. So that's also, this is a bamboo structure. And yes, this is like a Japanese very traditional table. Yes, yes, yeah. For example, we can have sorry, it's a little bit chaotic so for my yoga space, but yes, we can sit around. So oh, now so it's become more nice, no? So yeah, we have a sit around, and yeah, and also this is some interesting collection of the different animals. And then so animal and so and
I see Baba Papa.
yeah Baba Papa, yeah. So and some art, so a piece from my friends, and yes, and then so from here, so some more up, and oh, it's very daily life, sorry, so it's a bit chaotic, but this is our so like a water section, and oh, this is bedroom, and also some toilet and sanitary space, and yes, and then up.
Yeah, but now always at the roof deck, right?
So yes, now the roof level. So.
But there's a question from the audience. There's, if it's all an open space, but there is no there's no separations. I can tell that between the living room and the workspace, there's no separations. It's all connected in one airspace, basically.
Yes, or almost, yes, and only bedroom and toilet is has a wall and door. So yes, and then now it's very dark, so you don't see any spaces, but we can see also Olympic Stadium. So from here, and today's a bit rainy day, so it's a bit difficult to go around, unfortunately. Yes. So that's it. Our house. Yeah, here there is a Netherlands collection of the houses. Yes, good. Yes. Yeah, and also some hut collection. Yes. Yes.
But maybe it's nice if there are some other people that have a question on the house that ask.
Yes, please.
Because I was wondering about these radiator walls.
Yeah.
Something that you did before, or is this the first time you did it in your own house?
Yeah, this is this moment, so it was the first time for us to but after that we did several house so because it's very comfortable and also very nice for becomes an element of the wall or screen, so in the room. And might a little bit expensive system, but it's sustainable if we combine the thermal energy or like a different energy. So I think it works very well. So yes. Yeah, for example, this part you can see, you can see also some
it's a double radiator. Yeah, it's a real screen effect. Yeah, nice.
Because now here it's chilly, so very cold. So that's why, and the air is very it's very hot. So that's why. So yeah, this evaporation comes from between the difference of the air temperature and humidity. So it makes us the air becomes dry and also nice. Yes.
And then somebody is asking about the noise and the acoustics. How is that working well?
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, this autoclave concrete panel has many holes. And I think maybe, of course, if you're really shouting, of course, but it works very, very good. So reduce the noise, and also I think it's also behavior of the people, how we can share the space between us. So that's also the part of the custom, and also the organizing, so between the team. So that's I think good. And also for us teaching and working together, and I can hear, so for example, staff working and talking what they are talk. So that's also very helpful. And also sometimes today we don't have any, yesterday, for example, we had a dinner together because we received some nice meals from some friends, and then so we had a dinner and beer, drink beer. So that's this kind of like Atelier is also not big team, so around 10 people, and totally, so now with internship and my parents counting, so 15, something like. And then so it's more like a family. So and then also the 4-team building, it's also the cooking and get know each other. So that's also the part of work. So the live and work, of course, this is also the concept of Bawal, and how the living lifestyle and how we can share working and living. And so that is also part of our the building design. Yes.
You do it also in other houses, and there's somebody asking how many people can be and share in the building at the same time. So when you have everybody working, so then the house has like 10 people, or like what's a typical? it's always quite a lot of people, you could say. It's not. Never.
Yeah. For example, like we had a. But now the COVID, it doesn't work, so we didn't do the party, not so much, but normally it's at the end of the year in Japan, so we had a custom to do some forgetting year party. So everything bad thing and the good thing we forgot, so to bring the new year, so with good luck. So that is a party. And in this party, so we invite people, maybe so around 100 to our house.
Okay.
And also because Yoshiharu has many students, and also I have also some students, and also we have a former intern or former staff and also the staff family and lovers. Many people comes to, so their girlfriend, boyfriend comes to here to stay. So and then so it's sometimes it's as 100. So but it's also nice to the every stairs becomes the benches and all stairs is people have different things and yeah, and it's quite nice atmosphere. So and also if we have a time, so we can have also outdoor veranda or roof terrace. And I think also the space floor, main floor is 4. So the ground, underground, and the first floor and second floor and the third floor and the roof. So but in between there is a skip floor, step floor in between. So that's why so total is a 9 floor, different 9 floor.
9 levels.
And so each 9 floor has maybe so several parts is this the heat panel. And yes, so that's why so I think quite many people could be here and not so uncomfortable. So and once I received Netherlands architect group, around 30 people. So they are very tall, no? They're very tall and coming together and a bit, yes, a little bit to better 30 Netherlands architects, yeah, set on here. So it works, I think.
Somebody else is asking about the neighbor story. That so is there. So how about the laws of the distances? So what's that's basically you maximized the space. So in order to do that, you have to make a few you have to solve a few things, but it's possible to live so close to each other. That's not a problem.
Yeah, there is a several law, but in the civil law in Japan, so it's an entire in country. So there is one regulation for, okay, let's have a distance from the side border, so 50 centimeter.
50 centimeter.
But 50 centimeter. So, but half meter. But there is dense, also some machiya typology, so terrace, townhouse terrace typology. So that's case they can attach each other. So that's why. So this civil law also the translated by the each culture, so building culture. So that's why. So civil law kind of proposed to make a distance. And then we keep it this at least, so this one. But my neighbors already 38 centimeters. They can skip, they can negotiate. So, but I think also the buildings construction process, maybe scaffolding needs around 30 centimeter of the board, and at least they have a needs a pipe. So everybody recommend, okay, yes, why not 35 centimeter? So should have some distance, but yes.
So the main for the distance is only for the maintenance and the scaffolding. If you have yes. Scaffolding, the distance would be less. So it's not about the problem that the neighbors are too close. It's only very practical reasons, like when we might have to do the scaffolding. And
yes. Yeah. Yeah, then for example, like in between our houses, neighbors. So just we put a tree, what I showed, upper floor, and but these kind of trees affect very good. Like if always, always we try to invite a third party in between, so two party. So I think this is always very good for creating a better communication. So, and also the behaviorology, so green and also light and different the nature. It's always give us some distance, nice distance, and also nice intermediate effect. So between the things. So that's why one thing's very good. And also in our section, so maybe if you check the section, so for example, we try to make some floor difference. For example, now I'm sitting first floor, but it's rise up from the 1.5 meter from the ground. So that means I see neighbor's window is a little bit below my yes, it's not so easy. So, but this is a neighbor's window, but they are very high, but it is already so below from my position. So that's why such a dense situation. It's also very important to make a height difference between neighbors building and us. So this kind of modify to make good distance. So not same position and the same watching each other, the same height.
It would be less pleasant if everybody have the same distance. Yeah,
yes,
because you mentioned behaviorology. This is what difficult word. That's also what you see your chair in Zurich. So is that's something that you are somehow teaching the students? What these aspects in architecture? Maybe you have to elaborate a bit on this.
Yes. Yeah. I think I do behaviorology chair, and in this case, yes, I could understand. Of course, Europe is very, especially also ETH education is very, very, I think, structuralized. Like every element is very, very, so one singular, very important role. So, but architecture behaviorology is a try to understand the relationship between the element and element, also between the people and the building, and also between the different things. So around the architecture. So the relationship is quite important. And then I think this is also very important to understand. Now that I think architecture should be thought as a more like actor network, around actor network, not only the objective buildings. So we should think about the surroundings and the environment of the building. So that's why, so what does it mean, the environment? It's always a relationship around the architecture or relationship between the architecture and some other things or material and also lights. So that's why the relationship is a quite important thought to understand I think next level of the not only the element. And then I think it also helped to excavate the original meaning of the element, but same time also the like each element had if architecture was part of the assembly of this element, assembly of the whole entire packages. So I think we could also understood as a packages by the network. So that's why, so yeah, of course, architecture culture is very integrated and very diversity, including many things. But I think some part education is very focusing on the objective. So that's why, so I try to push into the how students or how we could understand the network and also how we could understand the relationship between the form and the surroundings. And all this kind of thinking, if we started to doubt and question, so I think it's very different attitudes to start to design. So that's why, so I try to teach the students so different behaviorology. For example, first year we select the window, so to compare from Japan and Switzerland, what the window it is and how different they are and how they are developed in the last 2 centuries, 2 centuries of 200 years or more 300 years. So according of a new glass system and the new pattern of the opening, so these kind of effect are also related to the design of the window. And there's a window related to also the effect of the house and also the ventilation, the light and the lifestyle and so on. So that's kind of thing. So we can go through the window behaviorology. And then second year, so we did the timber behaviorology, the comparison between the Japanese timber and the Switzerland timber. And Japanese timber has a lot of cedar and cypress, these kind of light, fast, evergreen trees. And of course, Switzerland has also this kind of evergreen, so fast tree, far and so on. So, but same time, so they have a lot of culture about the brighter leaves, the hardwood. So that's why, so of course, according of the climate, Switzerland is very, very cold, and Japan is very, very hot and humid. So that's why, so why log house comes like that, and why Japanese house has a lot of the post and beam style. So that's kind of culture and joint. Also, the Japanese joint is very, very detailed, but same, it comes from the softwood. So hardwood is very difficult to cut, making the joint. So that's why, so we could understand that this comparison, so between two cultures. And then now that we did also after, so more going to the primary industry. First one is more agriculture, fruit behaviorology, and also the another one is a cattle behaviorology and the fishery behaviorology. So yeah, it's
take it as broad as you like. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think
so
with kind of pandemic time and working and living in the same space as you do, it also is an interesting behaviorology aspect.
Yes.
How people and inside the family interact, or with the kind of the fact that was of course an interesting observation. That suddenly, people are not at school or they're not at work, and they have to do activities in the same space. And
yes, yeah. I think pandemic situation. So we did one project in the ETH, also the asking to students how they live, to illustrate their lifestyle during the pandemic. So, and for example, like students studying to their own room, how to organize, how they change the living situation in the room by drawing, and also these rooms, how they are surrounded, and for example, which kind of building type the building was. So, and if it's like the Switzerland, many students live in the Vege, and also the some share house and so on. So that case, some house is very large, but some student house is it was done by 1970s, 60s. Originally it was social housing, but it turned to be changed and transformed into the students' house, for example. So that's why, so like we can compare the different typology and the lifestyle, how relate to each other. So that was also very challenging and very interesting project by then.
And what when somebody is like a typical client that wants a house designed by you, does that work? Do they come specifically because they know you well, the work, and they say, okay, these guys are they will make something crazy for something exciting for me, or will you also have do you have different categories of people that are for your houses? What do you have a common denominator, or are they every time different? Can you
yes, basically, so many different clients ask to us, but if we categorize very simple way, for example, a lot of creator, so artist, and also editor, or also the teacher, school teacher a lot also we have, and also the some kind of people who have their own company and run their own company. So some of them very large company, but some of them more like a same scale of our architecture office. So that's very different type of the people. But I think most of them, they are very individual and very independent, and they believe to do something different or own house by their thinking. So they want to become the consumer to buy the house and rent space. So they wanted to create own life by themselves. So it's not to fit their life is not fit to the buying house. So that's why. So I think project of our housing is quite creative, and also we could learn a lot from them to how people
Personal.
live. Personal.
Yeah.
Yes, but personal. But most of them, they are also very motivated to express their lifestyle is a part of our social lifestyle. So to become the future, to addressing the future lifestyle. So the, like many of them, they also started to ask us the home office, or maybe also the old townhouse, Japanese townhouse, how they can transform into the more share house, for example. Or like recently also the one large plot, the main house was exist, but this is mostly owned and run by the parents. And then so children's generation, our clients started to live together, and how two houses were cooperated together in the one site, but same time it becomes a part of the town and a part of the this society and community. So that means they don't want to let their life to too much individualize or too much privatize, more than like going to more like engage with the social context. So that's I think a very, very recent clients tendency. So we had a lot, and also in a COVID case, some of them we propose also to ask them to making some garden or green part. So this part is also the very negotiator part. For example, sometimes they could have some vegetable garden to share the neighbors or like communicate the neighbors. There always the garden and plants and the tree were very, very good position, addressing the positions of their attitudes to the neighbors, I think.
Is it now, because of course you know Switzerland well, and compared to Japan, one big difference is as well, I think, the issue of how they look at sustainability and energy. I think in Japan there's a lot of, let's say, lifespan of a building is short, energy or walls can be thin, but on the other hand, it's also very compact and efficient. So I think there's must have some effect on.
Yes.
How would that? Where is it going in the Japanese?
Yes, I think now the many people started to think about the reuse and the renovation. So what I said, for example, recently, so one young the scholar, so who had their parents lived these old buildings, but now they decide to renovate. So the reduce because the original house is very large. So for many kids, so that's why they reduce and small to make a smaller and more compact, easy to live. And the upper part, it becomes his office and spaces for them. So, but it could be also shareable. So that's kind of things that I think this reuse, we also keep in the material and also structure, but same times also the rearrange the use by and also more open to the different frame of the family members. So I think this is also very important role of the design recently. So for example, 1960s, 70s, many Japanese houses were more like a core family oriented. But now I think a family type and the age society, that brings a different diversity of the family model. So that's case how we could live in the existing structure, but same time so we could put additional window, additional door, or additional stairs. It could be also the rearrange the existing building. So that's quite interesting to restructuralize by the new element and the new bring the new family members into the houses.
Yeah, so it's not knock it down and start again, but more smart adaptive using. Right, I think it's weird. We have almost an hour now, and I think it's sort of must be quite a lot of talking. But I think it's a really nice insight like a window to Tokyo for us, sort of a camera on that we suddenly feel that we just walked around together with you and looked almost a very informal. You could see literally the little collections of personal stuff. Well, I like that in the beams of the that suddenly.
Yes.
But so there's all kind of little inventions, and I was wondering if maybe some last rounds to the people in the audience to ask Momoyo small questions, and then we'll like to wrap it up because it's a lunch lecture, and after a while you have to start moving on. That's the story here, and it's already 9 o'clock for you, so maybe you have some easy. Well, so let's look into the circle of our 211 participants. So don't be shy, and if this is the moment to ask a question to Momoyo, don't hesitate if you like to.
There's definitely a few questions that we missed. Maybe we can refresh them a little bit. And
Okay.
of course, you're invited to ask a few more. One of the last one is how many projects do we work on at the same time? Because we saw that your group is not that big, probably like 6-7 people.
Yeah, so yes, it depends, but maybe around 20 or 30. So very small project to large different project, and timeline is very, very different schedule. So that's why one stop has 3-4 projects parallelly to work in so different scale. So that's the most the case, yes.
There's one more question talking about environment. Just curious, the Bow always take nature disaster into the design consideration. As an earthquake, for example, and of course, Japan is a different circumstances than Europe itself.
Yes, yes, I think we had a lot of training about the disaster. So, and I think the Japan had a lot of rain, earthquake, and I think more like nature is very, very affect to our culture, and also we had a lot of a rural area. So of course Tokyo itself is very, very some strong, very high density area. So but we had a so long country and a lot of small rural area, and I think, for example, many disaster recently we found also the climate change. That is one thing, but at the same time also the expansion of the population territory. Populated territory is already over capacity, so to the very safe spaces. So that's why some suburbanized project, suburbanized issue, so in the rural area. So that I think makes us also problems, so to bring the more big disaster, I think. So for example, like really fast householder or a very small household that can keep in the original good land, but newcomer and the later generation started to leave the danger zone. So that I think also the makes of the problem by the pressure of the economical growth. So, but I think one hand is disabled people and disaster, and also like a decreasing population. So it's also we have to think about where people can live and how we can engage with the disaster. So that it's also very important moment to think about our capacity of the use of the land. So that part we had learned a lot, and also the civil engineering. It was also very run by some database from certain amount of the structure and force. So, but reality now the dimension of the disaster over works than what they expecting. So this kind of assumption, what we had before, was also we should think about how how it doesn't work. So that's why. So yeah, I think that this is also the same issue of the global economy and global ecology. So both case, this kind of conflict between the capacity, it should be discussed more. And also the architecture should consider as not just only the industry, growing industry. So we started to think about we should start to think about more like rescaling or like a more modify to exact scale what we need. So that part we should discuss, and we should somehow stop to our obsession too much growing and too much doing everything.
I have one more question here from Esra in the chat. You were showing a lot of private house projects for friends. We have a special arrangement for them, or did it as normal clients? So, or how does that work? I think it's a nice one. Yeah. It's like what's the package?
What?
The package deal.
Oh. So yeah. Could you repeat the question? So the packages.
So that means, are you making a lot of houses for friends or people that you know?
Oh.
And do you then treat them differently, or how to make a business offer to them, or how does that work?
Okay. That's good. Yes, a good question. So, but we don't. Yeah, we most of the case offer coming from the people who don't know each other in person. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, but of course, sometimes we work once or we do something, and then after, of course, they asked us to design the house. It's also coming, but most of the case, I think we just received the offer who wants to make a house. And then it's also nice. We publish so many books, for example, and also we also did like a lecture, and also we, I think, education project, and also I think writing text. It's also the very, I think, good tool to between the client who and also us to coming together. So and many of them, I think maybe some case of my clients, for example, they start to think about house to make. So and then firstly, so they try to go very like some house maker and finding some very more
commercial
easy commercial one, but they totally disappointed by them. And then they started to learn a lot, and they start to read the book and checking the magazine and a lot of study. And then the end, so they found
the whole culture of building houses in Japan, private houses. It's incredible, rich culture of also a lot of experiments. Many architects, fantastic.
Yes.
Examples are there.
Yes,
it's worth another study, but that's interesting. Yeah.
Yes,
it's very labor intensive to me. It looks very labor intensive to me. Super.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why. So like they went through this kind of reaching to the Atelier, so they already had a lot of study, most of the case, and then they established own philosophy what they want to do instead of commercial housing.
Yeah.
So they already started to think about the alternative models to and then maybe so our writing is always emphasizes this and their client creative idea, and also we are also very happy to collaborate with their idea to realize some architectural result and architectural design. So and also we try to frame their thinking and the philosophy to become more some like a discourse of the different level. So that is also our very important intention to do by the architecture design. So that part is always very so happy to think. And then most of the client has already idea, so very strong intention to do so their own house.
Know what they want, but they just want your help to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Hey, I think it was a super interesting, and that's from how a lecture people will probably remember, because it's not a normal, typical architecture lecture. And I think I was also really like, okay, let's see how it goes. And I was a lecture without a plan, but it turned out to be really nice, and I enjoyed it a lot. And it was good to talk again. Say hi to Yoshi upstairs, and
maybe last.
You have famous last words. Maybe
yes.
You can do the famous last words for the lecture, and then we'll wrap it up.
I don't know. He is talking, so but
still busy. No, never mind. If he's still busy, then we don't disturb him. But we just say bye. Yeah.
Last words. Oh, sorry. Last words.
Hello.
Hey. Yoshi. Just a few words from you at the end, and then we wrap it up.
I don't know. Okay, what was the discussion?
Difficult to
we just had a walk through your house, and it's about we talk. In the end, we talked about
house. About house. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm actually writing how can we how can we criticize the concept of space. And how to bring our perspective into more network-based thoughts, thinking, instead of space-oriented thinking. Of course, both are quite important, and then, but it's time to revisit the emergence of the concept of space in society after industrial revolutions, and to allow us to release us from the networks we have belongs, and then change our perception that into the tomorrow must be different from yesterday. That the people used to live in the world where the tomorrow is almost same as yesterday, but suddenly we became a kind of we got the new ideas that okay, tomorrow must be different from yesterday, together with the idea of history and then concept of space, and then it allows us to be free from the networks, and then many and then the space at the beginning was quite has a very strong tension with this network of things, but gradually it's became a start to ignore this tension with network, and then just to externalize this network of things from the understanding of the lives, and also in the discussion of livelihood. And then we are now confronting the huge issue of accessing our planetary boundary, and then I think this is a kind of result of the operation based on the concept of space by human beings. So I think it's really time to rethink about it. So, and then also we human beings have been transformed into kind of human resources within this concept of space, but it's time to flip the order of these two words and become try to become resourceful human, and who are not too much dependent on the services about food and energy from industries, and then try to get the ability to withdraw or grasp the resources to live from our environment. So resourceful human is the challenge of human being today.
Yeah.
And then architecture design can encourage people to become resourceful human, and then redesign the architecture and city and society into for resourceful human.
I think that's perfect. Thanks for this fantastic ending. And I think that's a great combination. Hey, good to see you together. And
Yes.
with the jury, and I think this resourceful humans and resourceful architects, I think it's a perfect match for our audience.
Yes.
Gracias. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ciao, thanks
Bye-bye.
everyone,
Thank
and
you.
we'll be back next season. Ciao, take care
Ciao,
there.
ciao,
We'll
ciao,
think about you
ciao,
during the
ciao.
Olympics.